Coastfm96.3, you're on Roar Youth Disability Radio. I'm Brando Macmillan, and joining me from all the way from Ireland is blind tennis player Vinny Keane. Vinny, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
So, Vinny, the reason I got you on the show tonight is to talk about blind tennis. Now, my first question for you is, how did you get involved?
Okay, so 2 years ago, I went to tryout sessions where you try different blind sports. So I went to Maynooth and I met a tennis coach called Wesley O'Brien. He's the current team manager for blind, visually impaired Irish tennis teams. He just showed me how to play the game. I got really into it, more so than other sports. So ever since that day 2 years ago, I've been playing blind tennis almost every week since.
And off air, you were talking to me how in blind tennis, you don't play with a regular tennis ball. It's kind of like a sponge type of ball, right?
That's right. It's made in Japan, and it's to slow down the game for us. It has a sound like a baby's rattle. So if you shake the ball, I have one here. So.
Oh, yeah. Like you're playing a bit of maracas there.
Sounds like a baby's rattle, really. So we would track the ball with their ears, obviously. So and we have anyone that has a tiny bit of eyesight would try and track it with their eyes as well. But so we try and track it with their eyes and ears, with their ears more so. I'm allowed to have, say, 3 bounces before I can hit the ball back over the net. So obviously I can hit it on 2 bounces or 1 bounce, but that's a little bit more difficult. So I'm allowed the 3 bounces and then I hit it back over the net.
I guess one of my other questions for you is, since playing blind tennis for 2 years now, do you have a personal highlight?
Oh, yes. 2 weekends ago, I won the Irish Nationals.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's a big highlight for me. Other highlights I have as well is representing Ireland in the World Games, where I got to play the best players all over the world from Australia. A lot of very good players in Australia. And like, say, Italy, Poland, America. So I didn't win the World Games, but to even represent Ireland was a highlight. You Australian guys are very good at tennis. So,
did Australia win?
Well, in my category, Mark came second. The Italian guy bet Mark in the final. But you have other really good tennis players and B3 players and B4 players, men and women, who I think Ross Patterson came first. He's from Australia in the B4 category. One of the Courtneys came first as well. I'd have to double check the results. I don't want to get into trouble in Australia.
No. The main thing is you're telling us that Australia is doing great in the field of blind tennis. That's all we like to hear.
Easily in the top 3 best players in the world in all categories.
That is absolutely awesome to hear. Anyways, Vinny, unfortunately that's all the time we have left. But before I let you go, is there anything you would like to say to all the listeners at home?
I just say if anyone is visually impaired, go and try tennis. See if there's a blind, visually impaired team in your local club. I'm sure they'd love to have you. Just try out the sport out and maybe you'll love it just like us.
I'm sure they will. Vinny, thank you so much for your time to talk about blind tennis. It's been a great chat.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. Have a lovely day, guys.
I'm Brando Macmillan, and I just had a chat with blind tennis player all the way from Ireland, Vinny Keane, right here on Roar Youth Disability Radio on Coast FM 96.3.